Hello and welcome to our final episode of Hegemone, Blanket Fort's homebrew adaptation. It's an adaptation, that's what I'll say, of the John Harper system, Blades in the Dark. As always, characters, people, friends. Who wants to give us a little recap of what happened last week?
I'm happy to give a little recap. So it was a big one last week. Quite a lot happened. So first of all, we found Jean/Cleo tied to a table and we freed him. And it turned out that Rhea actually knew Jean and something had gone down there to do with marriages and divorces. Slightly unclear what. Jean/Cleo told us that Medusa, the previously thought software system, which keeps an atmosphere going on Hegemone, actually is a sentient being who is being tortured by the powers that be on Hegemone. And yes, we decided that because of this, we just suggested to just take down the unseen and just blow up the whole system. Billy very wisely said maybe there were other things we could do before we took that course of action, but it's unclear yet which way we're going to go. We decided, okay, things are getting pretty big here, pretty unsafe, and we do not know if we trust Dia. So Billy tied themselves to Dia. And later on, they had an incredibly insightful and very kind of beautiful conversation during which we decided maybe we could trust Dia, as Dia finally opened up about the fact that they are still very clearly in love with Billy and are doing all of this for them. It's very sweet. Then we went into downtime where we thought, you know what, we're in this incredibly safe location, so let's just train for a while. And we all felt a bit better, we did a bit of training, and then we pushed A to let us have lots of nice things that very kindly let us have. And yeah, we can talk about those a bit later maybe, but we hacked into the CCTV. We've got this great ability to maybe hide where we've been on the CCTV, and we have a book which can help us travel around the world. And in among all of that mayhem, Ace also revealed that they've had a pretty shitty backstory. Not necessarily been the best person, but within that they found out potentially where the unseen are. So we have a lead to actually be able to find them.
Last session ended with all of you on Elysium, and you have gathered many an asset by bullying me into giving you assets.
Thank you.
So they include Dia's word that she would behave and not be annoying anymore. Kara's Circle of Flame portal book to travel places with, as you've said. The ability to hack into Hegemone CCTV, and with that, a possibility of deleting footage of you guys everywhere you go.
A 3-die possibility. So a fairly strong possibility.
A 3-die possibility.
And not a Susie 3-die possibility. An Ambereen 3-die possibility.
You were doing all right last session. We're all good.
I need to remember which they were.
There were also lots of different crew advancements and personal advancements into different various things, including Rhea's absolute clutch ghost voice.
Yeah.
And we also ended the session with a quite horrific scene in which Ace received news from both their homeworld and Golemia, being in flames, completely destroyed, and asking for help. It also ended with all of you asking, where do we start and what do we do now?
Yeah, so, friends. I think basically we have 3 options here. We can go to Hippocrates and see if we can bitch slap the unseen. We can go to Medusa and try to get them on side, to like work with us whilst we figure out how best to free them from all the, torture things. Or we can figure out what on earth is going on those planets and attempt to help them. The latter would, I feel like that involves going off-world, and I don't know that we have the time to do that. The other two, maybe.
I will say, you can go anywhere. There's plans. There's hundreds of thousands of small plans.
My thoughts would be we communicate with Medusa first, because I don't see the point in going to the unseen without talking to Medusa, who could potentially even help us or know stuff, because probably not a big fan of the unseen. Probably more than willing to fuck them over, is what I would imagine. And also, if there's a way we can communicate with the other planets, I don't know if we can like send out a thing, just call them up and say
just
what's going on.
Text them through an Excel spreadsheet, like in that music video.
Yes. Something like that. Yeah, and then we figure out where we go from there.
At this point, Ace has just been standing in shock and's just gonna burst into tears and back against a wall, slide down a wall and be like, oh my god, what is happening? What is happening? I don't think we can contact those worlds. You can't get any message onto Ecstasy. That's not an option. Galemia, maybe... I don't know. You guys are going to have to work this out. I just can't right now.
And I am going to go and give Ace a hug and be like, it's okay. I mean, it's not okay. It's actually very shit. But that's it. But like, we'll manage. We'll make it through. Just take a minute, but not to be a bitch for once in my life. I'm really sorry, but we don't actually have the luxury of human time for grace. Like, take a minute, collect yourself, but pretty soon we're gonna have to get going. And I am actually sorry. I don't feel good about saying this. But Ace, we need you. And we need you, like, relatively whole. You can go pieces later. I will buy your sadness drinks myself. But yeah. And
Ace is going to continue to cry and be like, I completely hear what you're saying. I can. I'm just going to need a minute. This is my parents. I have not seen them. I don't know if they're in that jail. I don't know if they're not in that jail. I don't know if they died years ago. I'm going to need a minute. You guys sort this and I will come with you and I will be on it. I swear I will be there. Just find a way to make them pay. Just give me time.
That is all I ask. Just do your best.
Can I turn to Kara and be like, do you know any way to get communications out there? Or anything?
But I promise you this. This is not Circle of Flame doing.
Then who is it? Ah!
Which case Ace is going to stand up and be like, it's the unseen. They're in the middle of all of this. It's got to be the unseen. Who else can know this much about us and send us these images and have sorted all of this in the space of a day? It's the unseen.
Yeah, I think.
So do we go Medusa unseen, or do you want to go to the unseen straight away?
I'm not going to make any good decisions right now.
Okay, I think Medusa. Okay, so let's see if we can get a message to Galemia. If X is not possible, Ace, I trust you on that. But I think, Billy, you're right. We need to go speak to Medusa first. See what we can learn, what help we can get, and then let's go and make the unseen rue the day they were born.
So is the plan talk to Medusa?
Yes.
They are the atmosphere of the planet. Like, they are all around. Like, you don't know how they work. So you don't know if they have like a head or if their brain is just in one space, or if you can only like if their ears are in one spot or whatever. But basically, they are this atmospheric layer.
But Cleo Jean would know, right?
What do you mean?
Or would know the best place potentially that is, I don't know, like the central nervous system, brain nurse, if he's the like head engineering person or like pretty high up engineering person, would he know?
Yes.
Where to go?
Yeah. Cleo's just going to be like, I've had luck reaching Medusa from here before, and as far as I can tell, the reason why we chose to be exactly where we are right now in the greenhouse is because it seemed to be where we could get as much of Medusa connected and controlled from here specifically. So if you try here and it doesn't work, maybe it'll be somewhere in the Sparkrites HQ that the signal would be better.
Okay, so how have you previously gotten like a message or communication or whatever? Like when you detected the sentience of Medusa, how did you do it?
I know enough about engineering to know that this was not engineering, and instead of just assuming it was science beyond my knowledge, I thought outside of the box. And as soon as you start thinking sentience, then all of the mechanical things that we did made a lot more sense, because there's no reason to be, for example, applying voltage to control atmospheric conditions if it had been pure science. And it's all assumptions, but what I did get when I had a sort of a prototype of a communications device, and what I was trying to do was to find the language. I got the frequency and I heard what was to hear, but I could not interpret it. And so the next plan was to use not only the communications device, but create some sort of live translational device as well on top of that. And that's all of the research that was stolen from me.
Okay. I mean, do you have any of the recordings still, or is that gone?
That's all gone.
Okay, right. So if you have a way of getting a signal out, I think I know I have a good chance of being able to talk to Medusa directly. Can you do that?
I can try.
Rhea,
Cool.
how are you going to be able to talk to Medusa?
Oh God, I hate telling people this. So, I am something of a vocalist, I suppose.
Like, as in you talk a lot?
As in, I can sing pretty fucking well. And previously, when I have had to, like, you know, communicate with other species, some sentient, some less so, my musical ability has come in handy. And I swear to God, if either of you make a single Disney princess joke.
Wasn't.
Thank you.
I was just gonna say, I don't think I've heard you sing.
No
and
one
it's
does.
Not like you to be quiet about something you're good at.
Yeah, hidden talents I didn't think was going to be part of your personality.
It's just, there's not many things that I keep for me. there are not many things
Other than
that
other people's secrets.
I learned that. There aren't a lot of things that I do purely for enjoyment and purely for my own gratification, with, like, without a plan behind it, without trying to get anything. Like, so this... This is important to me, and I don't just... I'm gonna do this now because we need it, but don't ask me to sing again, if you don't mind. I might feel it at some point, maybe. I mean, Ida's heard me sing, a few exes have heard me sing, but, like, most people haven't, will not, and will never. And if you tell anyone I can, I will deny it. Okay?
Okay.
I don't really talk to anyone outside of this group anyway.
Brill. Alright.
Here's what we're going to do. We need to remake this communications device, which should be basically a radio. So it's not that difficult. It's just that everything right now around you is a bit fucked, and so I don't want to give it to you for free. Now, Cleo Jean happens to have like half a character sheet. So Cleo Jean has ways that he can roll for Tinker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll 3 dice. For Cleo Jean, who is an engineer, and there's no reason why he should get less than 3.
Wait, could Ace, would you be able to lend, if you have the stress, could you lend Cleo Jean a die to boost the chances? Basically, because if this roll fails, I don't know what we're gonna do next.
Yeah, Ace is still completely freaking out about the videos that they just saw, and is kind of pacing up and down, and as Jean is trying to do this stuff, Ace is just kind of looking over, and with their like Tinker mindset is occasionally just kind of pointing at things and like, not sure if they're being helpful or not, but yeah, extra stress, and they're lending you a dice.
Okay, so I've now got 4 dice. I've selected these dice even though they're really beautiful IRL, but they don't show the numbers well. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, we're fine. There's a 6 in there. There's 2 1s and a 5.
I knew we'd need the extra die.
Incredible. Anyways, you got a 6, which means that beyond it, like, working, you're not getting any consequence out of this. This is a perfect win for you. It'll be done quickly as well, so maybe after, like, your big, I sing, but also if you tell someone I'll fucking break your kneecaps in half, monologue, the device will be ready already. It is just a radio.
Yeah.
That emits at a certain frequency.
Okay.
You're not going to roll, because this is a special ability. And
Amazing.
I will say, if you were to use it more than once, you'll be taking stress, like, increasingly. So it's free. The first one's free, second one is 1 stress, third one is 2 stress, etc., etc.
Okay, that's all right. Cool. Fantastic. So, I come up, I go up to the radio, and I guess before I start my thing, what exactly are we trying to get across? Is this just like a, hello, are you there? Are we introducing ourselves? Like, what do you actually want to say?
Hello, we're trying to help you. We need to stop the unseen who are responsible for hurting you. How best do we continue?
I think that's good. I think out of this, we basically need to know, like, how much they know. Because there is a chance that they know everything that's going on, and there's a chance that they are just in pain, and we need to work out where on the spectrum we sit.
Alright, so, hello, we're here to help. We want to take down the unseen who are hurting you. Can you help us? Alright, so Rhea goes up to the radio, turns it on, and in a voice that is like Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald had a beautiful musical baby, croons on out a lovely little ditty, basically asking those things, and takes their finger off the speaker and waits for a response.
So what you hear back isn't sound that I can describe to you in human terms. It is the closest thing on Earth to it is loud wind coming through like a slit in a door. It is not uncomfortable to listen to, but it feels strange. And at first you don't think you'll be able to really understand anything here. But the way it eventually starts morphing, you understand that you're hearing cries of pain, and that's what you're hearing. And after a second it settles down, and you hear in your language, but learned. It's not really an accent, but it's someone trying to slowly imitate what they think your words sound like. But in a way that clearly their frame of reference for language is not the same as yours. And you just hear a loud, "Help me."
Okay.
Maybe just ask how?
Alright.
Maybe keeping it short is the key?
Yeah. I was just doing this is not free for me, so let me take one stress to continue this particular interaction. And as an in-universe thing, in character, whatever, this is, I am pushing my basically I'm pushing my vocal cords. Like, this is, Mariah Carey doing 3 octaves in whistle tone. Like, this is like Freddie Mercury recording We Are the Champions in like one take whilst in masses of pain from like age-related illness. Like, this is me digging for this. Cool. And so I come up once again, do the thing, and I just outright saying, "How can we help you?"
Again, the sort of weird wind comes through, and then you hear, "Take it down. All of it. Free me from the unseen." And as it says, unseen, it sounds like thunder in Elysium.
I mean, we're planning to anyway, so I think. All right.
Well, I think we've got everything we need from this then. Let's go tear those motherfuckers down.
Yeah, let's go to Hippocrates and free Medusa. And in this moment, Rhea is uncommonly affected.
Ace, I think, suddenly hits her like, how the fuck are we gonna get into the unseen and take them down? Like, how on earth are we gonna possibly make that work? Just kind of suddenly hits her.
Alright, I think, you know what? At this point now, I can't even say this, but I don't think I care about the money anymore. We just need to do this. Because I've never heard pain like that. So, I guess first thing is we need to get into Hippocrates. So, alright, here's the thing. If we're gonna do that, You two can't be dressed like that. Tell you that for free. You will get turned back at the door. We will go via the service entrance. You will say nothing until I tell you to say something. Okay? Follow my lead. I think I can get us through this.
Do I just need, like, clean overalls?
I think what you want is something that's not a uniform, that is clean and forgettable.
So clean over... Oh, wait, no, that's kind of...
You're 6'5".
I think, okay, so Billy, we're gonna get you in as new security, probably. That's probably our best bet. Ace, actually, I think you might be alright. Just put on something neat.
I mean, anybody's gonna look at me and be like, card dealer. You know, you've got 7 hands going, the cards are flying.
And then we're gonna sneak on in there and I guess plumb the basements until we find out a way down.
Cool, and before you do any more planning, we're going to get into the actual score. So, pick what score we're doing.
Deception, then, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it will probably turn to violence. Eventually.
At some point, yeah.
With some
But
yeah.
the aim is to deceive.
To deceive, to get in, and then when we're through to the unseen, at that point we can have another score to kill a bitch. Okay?
Yes.
To kill a bitch.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
To kill a bitch. The unreleased novel from Harper Lee. Thank you. Boo Radley Strikes Back.
It was like a Midnight Sun type thing. It's the whole book again, but from a different point of view.
So, I think that we are trying to pass ourselves off as Hippocrates' staff. The fact that I cover shifts there will help us quite a bit. We're going to get in, and then we are going to go down into the basements where they keep a lot of spare stock. We're doing stock take, it's fine, and we'll figure out our way from there. I think that is a reasonable plan of action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool. So, you make your way, making your way downtown.
Walking fast. Faces past and you're homebound.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Piano on a car. Hippocrates is down a secret, basically in the greenhouse. There's a point at the very back of it that looks like just the continuity of this steel and window and glass structure all the way around. But if you look at it slightly, like from an angle, you notice that it's a fake wall. Like it's got a reflection system going on to hide something. Obviously, the people who have been to Hippocrates before know about it, which is truly quite it's a select few people who know about this place. And how convenient that one of your party members knows about this place.
It's almost like it was planned!
It's almost like this was planned. And it's almost like Hippocrates didn't exist until I got Ray Callis' character sheet. So you know exactly how to push the basically the glass so that it hides from everyone else that you're entering. It's got reflective mirrors reflecting off of each other constantly to hide whoever's coming in and out of here. It just looks like you've gone to the back of the greenhouse and then disappeared. And then you kind of go into red leather, not leather, that's not what I mean, red velvet is what I mean. Floors, walls, ceilings. It's a long corridor, and as you walk through, lights light up as you walk like forwards in this corridor. And at the end, there's a door that's locked and has the little like peephole. And obviously, Raya, you know that there's a secret. There's a secret like entrance for staff. It's on the side, but there's also a secret knock for this particular door, which is the entrance door. And that's
staff
where we'll
door.
do the engagement roll
Okay, fantastic.
for you. So, okay, engagement roll. 1d for sheer luck. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? Oh my god.
The most bold and daring.
Yeah, it very
That's a
much
plus
is.
one. Is it overly complex? Not really.
You
Like,
could
even without
argue that
being
it is, I
nice to
think.
you.
That removes dice from us. No, it is not overly complex.
Oh, it's
It
not.
is so straightforward. Like, we're just walking in and going downstairs.
You have done the thing of like gathering your intel, so you know it's here. And right now, all you're doing is pretending to be Barstaff. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Their vulnerabilities is they don't want people to know where it is at all. They don't think anyone knows where it is. But we
So they
know.
are vulnerable.
Sure. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? Unfortunately, they do. So that's -1. You are going into their own.
Yeah.
These are
I
people
guess.
who are known to like see everything. Incredible. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
I have friends and contacts within Hippocrates. I
I'm gonna
work
give
here.
it to you because I'm nice.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
you have established that you've worked here, but also you get hired to run games here. Like, you're not special.
But I am Rhea Callas, and so I am. The very fact that I am an external contractor who they trust enough to bring in and to run games they know are rigged because I know how to act.
Is it
indicates
trust
the
or
level
is
of
it
trust.
blackmail?
Column A, column B. I think it's established that basically all of my relationships function on both.
Okay, so that's 3 dice so far. Are enemies or rivals interfering? Not as far as you know.
Cool.
No.
Cool.
Are there any other elements that you want to consider? I am tempted to remove a dice because of how high in tier they are compared to you. But also, you were 4 tiers behind them and have gone up a tier. You are closer to them than you were at the start of the game.
And if you take into account that we're super cool.
And also, if you take into account the fact that we know the layout of Hippocrates. At the end of the day, they're not actually expecting us to come for them because they don't know that we know where they are, right? And also, we are doing the Lord's work. We are the good guys here. We are helping to prevent like crimes against alien kind. And if you don't give us the addition, like if you try to take a die away from us, that means that you are in cahoots.
That means
it
you're
means-
pro-colonizer.
Yes, it means I hate all aliens.
Yes.
I have another point. Sorry, A.
Go on, please, I'm enjoying this so much.
Which is,
My mind is made up already.
we also have Dia and Kara with us, and we also... Did we bring Jean/Cleo with us? Because if we did, those are 3 other people who are from higher tiers than us, and Jean/Cleo was in the top layer of knowledge and society on Hegemone.
And they couldn't have known that we would have gone to Cleo Jean so quickly after they attacked because we didn't know particularly that much was wrong. We just decided there was something going on, let's go. So they can't be expecting it too much.
Right.
And I rest my case,
The unseen.
Your Honour.
The people I've called the unseen don't know you're coming.
Yep. You said they're not called the all-seeing, they're called the unseen.
Fine. Amazing. Okay, I'm rolling with 3 dice. Let's see how you start this score. Okay, 2 4s and a 3. I'm not going to try to show you. Please trust me. There's 2 4s and a 3.
Yeah. Trust you.
You're in a risky position when the action starts. But I think because you're standing in front of the main entrance, you have to act quickly or someone's going to notice that you're there and try to look at you through the peephole.
All right, everybody. We have a staff entrance just like off to the left. Because I've been staff here before, I already know the code on the door. So I just open it up, let us through.
Sure. No, you know what? You're in a risky position. I have to make you roll for this.
Okay. All right.
Okay, what are you rolling?
So I am rolling finesse because I'm trying to like wheedle our way through.
Sure.
So I've got 2 die for this one.
It'll be risky standard because you start in a risky position and then it's standard effect. You'll get through.
Does anybody want, because I feel like if we don't get through here, we've not got a huge one thing, I haven't rolled yet. Does anybody want to
I mean,
lend me a
would
die?
we consider this you leading a group? And so...
No. No, I've given you so much. You're not making all of your rules leader group rules.
All right.
Ace is very stressed right now, so Ace is lending you a dice.
Thank you. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna roll with my 3 die, and let's see how we do. A 6, a 5, and a 2.
Ooh, tasty. Brilliant. You know the code. It hasn't changed.
Fantastic.
And you manage to get through, and you hear right as you click the doors, kind of trying to be discreet behind you. You hear the peephole open and close again.
The peephole, so someone was about to look
From
out
outside.
just after we went?
Just after you'd gone in,
Okay.
you were unseen.
All right,
Unseen.
brilliant.
We are the unseen.
Hey!
Plot twist.
Imagine if the plot twist was actually you were the unseen.
The entire time! All right, so I think at this point now, we need to get everybody... actually, the thing, does Hippocrates have uniforms? Or is it just
Yes.
Ivy? Okay.
Actually, hang on. 1 to 3, yes. 4 to 6, no.
Okay.
It's a 5, no.
Okay, so Hippocrates doesn't have uniforms. Fantastic.
No, but it does have a dress code.
It's code. Okay. In which case then, I think that I am going to flashback to say that I previously before we left, I swayed a couple of friends of mine into getting us all appropriate clothing to be wearing at this point in time.
Okay,
Makeover
let's
so-
montage.
Alright, so my friend, contact, comrade, whatever, who works in the laundry room for Hippocrates, and has a little side business like selling clothes. You know, I went to his place, and was just like, Dave, mate.
I was going to go Paul, but I'm
Paul.
happy with Dave.
Paul is great. Paul is fantastic. Okay, cool.
Dave Paul.
Paul.
Paul is...
Dave Paul.
Paul Davidson.
Paul
Hey.
Davidson.
Paul Davidson, I need a favour, and you can't ask me too many questions.
Why would I help you?
Because I happen to know that you are currently trying to get a nicer apartment. And you're having some trouble. Definitely not drawing on my own experience at the moment. And it just so happens that I know a landlord on Hegemone that owes me a favour. And so if you do me this solid, I will put in a very good word and get you a lovely 2.5 bedroom, 3rd floor apartment with a view.
You can roll sway.
All right. Shit. Got a 3.
Chaos.
I've been rolling so well, so consistently.
Yep.
Is that a succeed with...
No,
No,
that's just a
that's
failure.
just a
I've
straight up
just
fail.
failed. I've
In
just
which
failed. I have
case-
to deal with this now.
Paul Davidson is just going to be like, do you really think I'd want a 3-bedroom apartment? I need 5 bedrooms for all of my hobbies, okay? Where am I going to put my miniature planes? Where am I going to put my dice making equipment? Where am I going to put my embroidery? In these 2 bedrooms? Who do you think I am? A heathen?
Well,
Can Ace flashback?
In
Yeah.
a flashback.
Flashback in the flashback. I'm happy. I don't care. As long as you take this dress, I'm happy for it.
So whilst Raya is talking to Paul Davison,
Yes.
Ace shimmies up the tree at the side of the house and very proudly goes in through the open window to go nick the clothes.
Absolutely. Go ahead. And I'm gonna, if you want to, Maz, you can
Yeah.
take a stress because you're distracting Paul Davidson with this.
Yeah.
So if you want to take an extra stress to give a die, I'll allow it.
I will take the stress to give the die we need.
Thank you. You can keep talking to Paul whilst I'm...
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you know what, Paul? I totally understand. I'm sorry, that was, you know what? I just wanted to help you, like, buddy to buddy. You know, a little bit of quid pro quo. I appreciate that. This wasn't enough. But you know what? I
That's a
completely
crit.
understand.
That's our first crit.
That is our first crit. Evidently, I gave you my luck. I just
So
handed
much.
over to you my good fortune.
Incredible. Fully narrate what you did, what you found, but the result of this is you 100%, all of you who, you'll need to tell me which NPC you've brought along, but all of you are now perfectly in your place, like you look like you belong here. And no one's going to question you at all.
So after all of the emotional breakthroughs that we had in Elysium, finally Ace is feeling in tune with the gang. And as Rhea distracts, Ace shimmies up the tree, dives in, goes in, finds all these wardrobes, and then I can't remember what event it was, but do you remember Lizzo had that like big black dress that was amazing?
Yes.
Ace is kind of in that with like tentacles poking out at different spots.
I think Billy is just wearing a nice jumpsuit. Just a legitimately really...
Is it glitter?
It's not glitter. It's like just like satiny. But it's got pockets. Very
Yes.
important. It's got pockets.
Yeah.
And there's like a really a nice like leather jacket over the top.
Nice.
To make it even more pockets mostly is the priority for Billy, but
I think I'm gonna be dressed like I am their like personal host, I guess. Like I am here to take these 2 new like high money, high class individuals around and show them the ropes and like make them happy and comfortable.
I'm also going to add that Ace, underneath this amazing evening gown, has more like a kind of like spyware, I'm going to break into something all in one black type thing going on.
Fantastic.
All of you mark how much load you want to take in. And also I'm going to retroactively, because I forgot to say that both of those flashback rolls were desperate actions. Can't believe we got 2 6s. And from you,
Incredible.
Susie, of all people.
You've been saving it up.
Redemption.
Final episode. It had to happen.
All right.
This was a tasty one as well. Like, you
Yeah.
really needed this.
And as for load, I'm gonna pop in normal. I am dressed like a, I'm dressed like high class staff, so there's enough room for him here for me to have quite a bit of stuff, but not so much that like I'm carrying a Kalashnikov like on my back,
I think I'm going light, but for me, light is... I get normal amount of stuff for light. Because I'm fucking built. So I think I'm going to have the leather jacket. I'm just going to... if I can flavour it as armour. It's just solid material. It just looks like a leather jacket, but it's like Kevlar or some shit. Future Kevlar. Planet Kevlar.
Plant-based Kevlar.
Yes. Beyond Kevlar.
Incredible. Okay. What do you want to do now?
So we're in. Do we want to immediately try and get under Hippocrates, or do we want to scope it out a little bit further first?
I say we just go. I think the longer we're here, the more exposed we are.
Okay, right. So, me knowing my way around, I go probably our best bet for finding a way underneath the casino is to go down to like the almost like the cold storage cellar, because there are lots of like little hatches where they keep like special stuff, so we are most likely to be able to find a way underneath Hippocrates that way.
Has there been cameras in this corridor?
Do you want to do it? Do you want to do a little survey?
Hack the cameras.
Don't
we know if there's cameras? Because we've hacked the CCTV.
Yeah,
so
we can hack
see.
the CCTV, so we just know.
We can see ourselves on the camera through our little hacking thing.
There's been cameras the whole way.
Okay, can I roll to delete ourselves from there?
Yes, I'm quite annoyed because if you'd done this 1 minute later, you would have been spotted.
So it's
I
three
really love
dice,
you.
right?
3 dice. We've got 3 dice for this bitch.
That is...
Oh, this better work.
A 3, a 5, and a 6.
Ooh. Ooh. Good thing on the 6 there.
Yeah.
You get out your little hacked CCTV and manage to delete yourselves completely off of both, like, basically from the moment you entered the greenhouse to now, so people can think you're anywhere between the greenhouse and, like, you'd have reason to be in the circle of flame, in the spark rights. Like, it's not unlikely for you to be hanging around these places.
Amazing. Alright, so thank you for that, Billy. Much appreciate. So I lead them to the cold storage. And once we get there, I'm going to roll, survey, I guess, to try and see if I can figure out which of the little hatches, doors, compartment thingies might be a secret route down to below the building. Can I do that?
Okay, so before you do that, to get into the cellar area,
Okay.
do you need to pass through the actual casino-y bit, or do you go like a secret way?
Basically, we've gone through the staff entrance anyway. This is basically for staff you'll be able to get around without needing to disturb the punters. Like, you know how, like, in those old manor houses and stuff, had all the servants' passages so that the, lady of the manor or whatever never had to actually see her own staff, right? That type of thing. So it means that this is just, like, the back way. If we wanted to go to the casino, we could, but we're basically effectively, like, going down the route that they used to, like, bring in the deliveries.
Cool. I'm happy with that.
Okay, fantastic.
I'm not going to make you roll for it. If you had said something that was slightly bullshit, I would have made you roll for stealth, but this is immaculate vibes. And I like that we're shitting all over colonizers. It makes me happy.
Whilst we've been walking through the casino, or well, the back staff entrancey
The
stuff.
walls. Yeah.
Yeah. Can Ace have like turned to Kara and just be like, "Do you have the book on you? Can we transport all these people with it?"
Yeah.
Okay. Can you have it ready to go so we can use it in any second? How does it work?
It's a bit more complicated than that. You have to, like, each area has coordinates and you have to, like, twist the coordinates into place. But I can prepare it to a certain coordinate so that we'd only have to, like, open the book, twist it once, and then we could all go if we were all touching each other.
Elysium? My ship. Put in the coordinates for my ship.
Okay. Kara's going to do that on the side. I'm going to roll right now for what I have for Kara in, what will it be? Tell me what it would be because I'm rolling. Would it
Study?
be...
Or tinker?
It's either going to be study or tinker.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe more study because it's meant to be like an academics kind of book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
And Kara's a librarian, so.
I'm not going to tell you what I roll. And then I'll take a picture of it so you don't stick on mine. Okay.
That was a few dice, I think, it sounded like. So it's good.
It was 2 dice
sorry.
specifically. Or 3.
Because I wish we could use the book to get us into the unseen place, but if we don't know the location of it, then we can't do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to use it to be a quick
Get out.
getaway.
Yeah, cool. That's why I was thinking it might be a way to get in, but no.
I have a question about the CCTV device thing.
Yeah.
Is it looking at the CCTV currently, or can it go in the past? Can we rewind to see what's going on?
You can rewind.
So
It's CCTV. You can already rewind modern day, 1,000 years in the future. I'm not just going to be like, nope, you can't rewind this alien CCTV.
So could we also potentially, as well as Rhea looking around for secret hatches, could we rewind the CCTV to see if...
Could we flashback that we earlier looked at all of the CCTV around and in the casino to see some weird stuff going on? Who wants to flashback?
Yes.
I don't know if that's worth the stress if we can just look at it right now.
Now? That is true.
Yeah, I think if we just look at it now, and because I feel like we're going to need our stress for later when we're bitch slapping the unseen. So I feel like, yeah, especially because if we're looking for a route into the under basement, I think if we just like look for people who basically disappear, who are like where we can't track them through the thing, and I haven't got enough insight to be doing that, and I'm already going to be looking at the thing.
I'll be studying the footage.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
what it
cool.
is.
So I will roll survey for like a little hatch thingy, and Ambereen will be rolling study.
Cool.
Let me roll my survey and see what we are working with.
This is, again,
Please.
risky standard. This is not a desperate roll. You've got time.
Jesus Lord.
That is 2 5s and a 4.
Okay, and what do you get? A 6!
Yay! We're making up for that first one.
Okay, so you're looking through the CCTV and you've got a 5, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so what you're seeing in the CCTV is in this particular cellar, weirdly, there aren't any cameras.
Right.
Which, is proof that there's probably something in here.
So I
But
just
then
know
when
this
you
is the
look-
right room.
But then when you look in the casino bit, what you see is people will be like making lots of money and kind of like robbing the house a little bit. And then if someone gets to that point, eventually they freeze, they look up, look in the corner, blink and disappear. Now, in the cellar with this, so your consequence for this is that I think someone will know that the CCTV footage has been looked at, but they won't know where, they won't know who, but someone, I'm going to start a clock right now actually, because every time you're going to get consequences, I think this is going to be the consequence. And the clock is going to be, it's going to go quite fast, so I'm going to say 4. If you get a 4 or a 5, that's 1 segment down, so you're 1 segment down out of the 4. If you get a 6, that's no segments going to that clock. If you get a 1 to 3, it's 2 of them. So you're 1 fail and 1 success with a consequence away of, in IRL time, someone picking up that there's been mess with the CCTV.
Okay. All right.
Okay. With your 6 in the cellar, I think with what all of you know with the unseen, which is that they are unseen. No one knows who they are. No one knows when or how they meet. The only thing they have is these unseen apparitions, but everyone kind of seems to forget about them quite rapidly. And it feels more like a flaw in the design than it is like an actual consequence, because basically the fact that there is a leftover apparition in people's minds when they think about what happened to them means that they're not untouchable. They can't just rewrite your memory and get away with it entirely freely. And with your 6, you would know that it is most likely that they have ways of existing in a place that are beyond the physical and beyond the having to, stand up, sit on a chair, stand up, walk from place A to place B. They definitely, like you've seen it with the portals, and that's not even in the highest tiers. There's definitely a way for them to move around unseen. And I think with a 6, you know that the entrance is here, if there is one. And after looking around in all of the little cabinets, eventually you find one that has, at first when you look you don't see it, and then when you're looking again, because you know it must be here because Billy's told you that there weren't cameras here, you look again and you see in the back the same kind of shimmer that you can see at the back of the greenhouse. You know the trick, and you know it must be through here.
All right. Once more into the breach, to quote that ancient philosopher king, tonight we are cancelling the apocalypse. Ready? You all ready? So I reach in, open up the little thing, and then I'm assuming that kind of like a doorway of some sort appears, and
It's more ominous than a doorway.
Okay.
This isn't a space for people to exist in. This is
Okay.
it is pretty much as immediate as the portal book is. So you touch it and you feel reality distort around your sense of self. Again, we're in a space where the physical doesn't exist in the same way. And you feel this kind of warp, like yourself be warped through this, and you end up alone in a large, echoey room that's completely pitch black, apart from one light bang on in the middle, illuminating this kind of large tomb. It feels like some sort of death ritual. It's between a sarcophagus and your classic coffin, but it's clearly of someone of extreme importance in the middle of this room. I'm assuming all of you follow through. I'm not going to say that, like, you all feel the same thing as you go through it as well. Are you bringing everyone with you?
Yes, I think so.
Are you bringing all the NPCs? Your collection of NPCs? Cool.
All right.
Okay.
We rush through. The second Rhea goes through, we all like follow straight away. Was all I was going to say.
With the sarcophagus, I think it is worth. I am going to roll survey just to see if, other than like the obvious, this is super fucking weird, see if I can figure out like, anything strange that's happening.
I'm gonna assist you in that, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, because I'm actually considering taking 2 shots, but I can't really afford to at the minute. Not yet. Okay, so rolling my 2 dice. 2 5s.
Okay. Okay, here's a question for you before any of this happens. Are you making yourselves known, or are you trying to be super duper secret?
I feel like it's got to be secret here, right?
God, yeah, we're trying to be secret.
Because if you are, then I'm gonna make all of you do a group stealth, basically.
I think, yeah, we're trying to do this secretly.
Okay.
I've got 2 in finesse and 1 in prowl.
I've got 2 in finesse.
Both, to be fair, both would work
Okay.
for this.
So I'm gonna roll 2.
So basically roll your highest one of the 2, because
Okay,
both can be argued. Like, you'll just be stealthing in a different way to your friends, but you're still all being secret about moving around here.
So I got... Come on, come through for me. A 4 and a 2. 4 and a 2.
Okay, cool. So, the highest roll was what? Was a 4?
I got 5.
A 5,
Oh, sorry,
okay.
Mads. Yeah.
No, for all of you, the highest roll was a 5. Cool. You don't think, like, you are being quiet here. You get a sense you're being watched.
Okay.
Can I...
And then we're going to resolve the survey now. We're going to go back to the survey. You've sneakily made your way to this creepy sarcophagus in the middle. From what you know of Hegemone, and from what you can like read on the plaque and all of that, like the plaque says Zeus. And from sort of what you can expect from here, you think this is the founder of Hegemone, and this is where he's rested.
So after we came through the door into this room, Ace has just like kind of hung back and been in a bit of a daze, and you just seem like not really been with it. And then Freya says like, "This is Zeus," and Ace like charges forwards and just wrecks the shit out of it.
Okay. Fuck. Sure. What the fuck? Okay. You roll wreck, I guess.
This is Ace just like, you killed my parents today, and just all of this like grief and rage is just coming out.
So much for our stealth.
It was 5.
Okay.
I think I might know what the consequence is going to be.
Tell me what happens. Narrate the first bit of you absolutely going
Ripping the lid off.
It's an old wrinkly man.
There's a what?
There's an old wrinkly man.
Okay, and I guess I'm gonna rip the sides off as well. That's where I'm getting to.
Okay.
And you just
Hey, were you prepared for this? Were you prepared? Were you ready for this?
Like, I read at this point who's been like so careful and so quiet is standing just entirely shell shocked
Billy's
I mean,
gonna...
same.
Yeah, I think Billy's gonna go and, like, grab Ace, like, and trap their arms and pull them away and be like, that's a dead dude, he's not done shit.
No, you don't have time to do this. What do you think?
No, I mean
is gonna
after
happen
it's
right now?
already happened. I'm trying to... Billy's reacting to try and stop it from happening further.
Okay, so after you've ripped the lid off, and as you start going for the sides, immediately you sense your body freezing, and you're fighting against the forces stronger than you right now. And as you sort of look around, you see 6 of the unseen. Instead of just being one in the corner of your eye, they appear straight all the way around your 180 vision, and you're seeing these like tall, really elongated statues with long faces and long necks and no eyes, just one really long nose pointing down. And they appear and they grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and until they're so big and you hear a loud like choo 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 of lights turning on, and you look around and you're standing in a room in the middle of these 6 truly gargantuan sized statues, illuminated both from below and above, and so all the shadows are really awful. And as you stand here in the middle, you feel small and absolutely incapable of moving anymore.
Ace is going to suddenly realise what they've done and be terrified. Flashback.
Oh my god, you have an idea. Brilliant. Okay.
What?
Cool, right. Flashback. I'd love to hear this.
Flashback to what is getting you out of this?
So, after Billy looked at all of the CCTV and saw the people looking in the corner and disappearing, Billy obviously told us, and Ace is going to have been like, what the fuck? And have turned to Cleo/Jean, who is a science tech wizard, and been like, how on earth does that work? What is that? How is that working? Is there any way we can stop that if they try to do that to us?
I'm not making you roll for this because this would be like knowledge that would have been shared to you before. No one can stop an unseen apparition, and no one knows what happens to people who live through one because no one remembers it long enough to actually analyze what's happened to them.
Okay. Alright, so, I'm perhaps going to make the most desperate of desperate rolls that I have ever done. Could I?
Could you? Could you rip open the casket of a gnawed dead man?
No, me now surrounded by the unseen, I am going to roll sway in an attempt to convince the unseen that we are not a threat.
Ace is going to add a dice to that.
You know what?
Same.
Yeah.
Can I also add...
Wait, can we physically move at all?
Can we talk?
No.
Can I mean...
Okay. Okay. Basically, if you fail, it's because you can't talk. And if you succeed, I'll give you, like, reins to talk.
Okay, cool. So,
This is desperate. This is absolutely
yeah!
desperate. And
This is
it'll be
the most-
limited effect. Like,
Yeah.
This is not standard effect. It might
No.
not work.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is the most desperate of desperate roles. So, I've got 2 as standard. Am I being lent any assistance here, friends?
Yes, I will
Oh, yeah,
also.
yes.
Okay,
Wait, can
fantastic.
both of us do it, or can it be just
Yeah,
one?
yeah, as long as you
Okay.
take the stress, anyone can
All
do
right, awesome. So I've got 4 dice. This is if I don't, okay, friends.
Please crit.
I'm praying. Like, I'm pretty sure that Jesus does not care about a roll.
Dad,
And-
Zeus
and we're
fight?
not-
He's on
and
the
we're
floor
not
right now.
on
Zeus has been.
Zeus, my guy, my boy, come through for me. Dionysus, you're really into games.
Dionysus, yes.
Please, I beg. Okay, I got a 5, a 4, a 3, and a 1.
So there's no 6s, is what I'm
No
hearing.
6s. No, no 6s.
Go ahead. You can try to say something.
I am so sorry for the actions of my friend. We are here by mistake. If you leave us be, we will not cause you any further trouble.
Even before you finish that sentence, the unseen, who is the tallest, what you're looking at now, you're seeing these statues, like you can tell that these are the physical manifestation of what regular people are supposed to be seeing. But as they start to engage with you, you see like kind of like a wispy smoke face and actual limbs, and you kind of, at least when they are trying to address you, you can sort of make out physical traits hidden behind, in a kind of mirage vision of these Cycladic statues. And even before you finish, you see the tallest one go tut-tut-tut-tut. No. Oh no. Oh. What we have here. Truth, potential, guilt, and your little friends. Oh. Oh no, no, no. Oh, what mistakes we have made. Oh, we got it wrong with you. We don't get many things wrong.
So we found you, like you wanted us to. We didn't bring you the seed, but we can still get it for you if you want it.
When you say the seed, you hear the mirages of all the other 5 of them, and whispers fill this really large echoey room, and they go, the seed, the seed, the seed, the seed, the seed. And as the woman at the front, oh yeah, it's a woman. Sorry, I don't think I've said. The woman at the front who's been speaking to you just goes, the seed. And below the coffin that you've fully broken to pieces now, it slides to the side, and in the middle of it is the seed of Demeter, and then a bunch of like other little tidbits and plants and things that you Ace don't recognize.
Do I?
Well, yes, because
I
I've
know
given
all
you the power
plants.
to recognize all plants.
I know I do, but I meant tell me what they are.
And they are all plants that are essential to the planet they're from. So in the same way that Demeter is constructed around what the seed provides, these are all plants that either infuse the soil with something that is irreplaceable, or do something to the air, like some sort of oxygenation specific to a certain type of alien that is essential. And these are all plants that, without them, the planet essentially is rendered useless.
Can I? Because I feel like I would be particularly infuriated by this. Can
Correct.
I see? This is some bullshit. But
Go ahead, please. I'm so ready.
It's cinematic, so we can believe that this will happen. Can I make some sort of roll to see if I can move a little bit? Like, if I can... I'm a big person. Maybe whatever they're doing takes less effect, and I'm full of rage.
Yeah.
I'm ready to skirmish. And I will...
Yeah, like, no, that's what it is. So basically, you are so mad, you're trying to rush at the unseen to smack a bitch.
As soon as
Sure.
one of us could like make a bit of movement, we'll be fine. We've just gotta.
Sure. Try to skirmish. As for these other rules, because of the situation you're in, if you don't get a 6, you're not going to be able to do very much. You'll be able to move an extremely tiny amount. Maybe you can, like, flip a finger at them.
It's alright, I've got 3 whole dice. I'm rolling 3 green ones, because it's all planty. I all 3 of
Oh
them
my
went
gosh.
behind the desk.
All 3 of them.
I missed the dice try. I'll try again. These are not green. So I got 4
Okay.
and a 1 and a 2.
You can, like, sort of blink and, like, maybe move a finger. Maybe one small finger can move.
Oh, by the way, I'm assuming that basically every roll we make in the situation is a desperate one. Is that a fair
yes.
assumption? Yeah, cool, awesome.
I'll at least mark that.
Like, any failed roll in this room is potentially not deadly, because I don't want to murder any of you, but potentially real bad.
Yeah.
So it is absolutely a desperate roll.
Ace is gonna sit back and listen to them for a minute. I want to know what they want to say.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm also gonna shut up and listen.
I think with my little bit of movement, I'm more just trying to feel out if I can move. So I'm trying not to make it
Okay.
obvious with just a little bit. I'm just like
So-
trying to see if it's loosening its hold.
I guess with this, I'm making up some rules on the spot right now for this. What I'll say is, because you succeeded but didn't get a 6, next time if you roll a 5 or a 6, you'll be able to move.
Right.
So there's still a bet, like, you still succeeded in game rules. So what I'm giving to you is an advantage for next time. Okay. So everyone's shut up and is listening. Amazing. The tall woman at the front, her again, after having said the seed, because this is all happening extremely rapidly, is gonna see you, Billy, try to move, and is gonna just, like, chuckle. You're nothing. You're no one. What you don't understand is that Demeter needs to die for reasons you can't even begin to comprehend. We pull all the strings here. What do you think is going to happen to the 3 of you? Do you really think you'll be able to go back to your little lives and be able to go back to your little smuggling and your little Elysium? Who do you think we are? And all of them, kind of like as an echo, say, who do you think we are?
I think you guys aren't that great.
Yeah, you kind of
Yeah.
pricks.
I mean, we're here, aren't we? And okay, so I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so as far as we know, they are statues, right?
No, but we can tell that's not what they actually are, right? You
That's
said
not
we
what
can see
actually
through the mirage.
Okay.
Mirage.
All right.
Ace is gonna try and distract and try and make them angry and just keep talking for a while. Which I'm guessing is kind of a sway.
Go ahead.
Okay. 6.
Who are
Okay.
you?
The floor is yours.
You guys think just because nobody can challenge you, nobody can talk to you, you're the cleverest people there's ever been. It is not okay to destroy a planet. I don't care what clever morals you think you've got, the fact you've read it in a book. It is not okay to destroy an entire planet. I don't know what you've done with my parents. I don't know what we've done with the Golden Circlet. But you guys need to get your egos in check. You're a mess.
I have a question. Actually, have they been lying to us?
Ooh.
Ooh, what have I said? I don't think so.
Okay, cool. I just remember I can
I
do
feel
that.
like there's everything that they've said has I don't really remember exactly what I said, but I don't think I meant to lie.
Okay, that's fine then.
But I like, you definitely can sense that, like, they're not telling you.
Yeah, I'm not
big
going to one thing with okay, so right, whilst Ace, absolute babe, is distracting them, this is, so I have normal load, and I haven't actually said that I have anything yet, and so I am going to have a gun of some kind.
A gun.
A gun.
Bringing a gun.
I am bringing a gun because I knew that this shit would get serious. Okay. And I am going, because this is a very elegant little pistol. Like, it's not, you know, like a big old caliber, massive thing, right? It's very elegant little, like, 6-shooter or whatever.
Right.
I am going to attempt to shoot one of the unseen.
You're shooting the marble statue.
Yes!
The 9,000, actually 10,000 year old at that point.
Yes.
Marble
Whilst
statue.
we're somewhat paralyzed.
Yes.
I respect
Exactly.
it. Let's go.
Please, I respect it. It's happening. Go.
All right, and you know what, I'm taking 2 stress to add another die to this one, because I feel like narratively it makes sense for this to be an holy shit, what the fuck am I even doing here? Why am I actually insane? So that's, man, I do not have a lot of stress left. Okay. So I'm rolling 3 die. Guys, wish me luck, because I'm gonna need it.
I believe.
Thank you. Holy shit! Oh my god!
The only fucking way this would have done anything at all.
Oh my god! Oh,
Makes me just still shouting at them. She's like riding all over the place, calling them names, like. And then what does Raya do?
Okay.
I pull out my little 6-shooter, take aim,
On
and
who?
fire on a bitch, apparently.
Which one?
The one that's been talking. Right? I haven't got that much time to think. I'm looking at her. I can't believe this worked! Jesus! I pull out my gun, take aim, and fire.
Amazing.
Genuinely amazed.
Okay.
Ambereen, do you want to roll to see if Billy can get free in the same instant? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Can I?
Go on, fuck me up. Fuck me up.
I'll try and get it in the dice tray at least. That's
Yes,
my
that'd be
aim.
great.
I also want to hear what they have to say.
Yeah, we got it.
Hold on. Oh no, it rolled. It was 2 6s and a 2.
Saving us the mission.
You can't roll shit for 4 episodes and then crit like 4 times.
Yes, we can. This is what Sage
In
Against the Machine do.
truly the only instance where critting is the only thing that's going to help you.
The universe knows.
So, what are you trying to do? Because we'll resolve the gunshot last.
I think I'm lunging at them. I'm going to try and grab them. So, like, I think I would be spurned on by the gunshot though. So, if possible, I'd like the gunshot to happen and then me to lunge after them.
Okay. Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. For the sake of you actually getting the resolution of this, do you mind if you give me like a minute of responding to the sway before the gunshot
Absolutely.
happens?
100%.
You can also decide to like, we're ending this, gunshot is happening. Or
No, here's the thing.
Yes,
Like,
please.
so I am using the sway as cover, and you know what? I'm still a moment. It's going to take me a minute to be able to move enough to get my gun out, aim, and fire.
I
so,
appreciate it.
yeah.
So Ace has just been shouting. And then Ace
Yes.
kind of pauses for a second to breathe.
As you've done all your shouting, they've started to laugh at you. Because they're looking at you and you're as small as like an ant to them. Like, beings aren't interesting. You can sense that what is interesting is consequence and the future, basically. And after the laughter kind of dies down, the woman, whose name you don't have yet, and who you're about to
And
met.
we're not gonna.
Incredible.
She's not gonna live long
You're
enough
never
for us to
gonna know
find out.
She's gonna like kind of chuckle and go, "We got it wrong with you, Ace Anima. I didn't think you and Alliance would find it in you to forgive each other. That's my mistake. And I guess I have to deal with those consequences myself. Look at all of you. You know what Hegemone needs? Hegemone needs workers. Hegemone needs hope. What Hegemone needs is lost children." And she pauses, and everyone around... No, hang on. Please.
Okay, sorry, no, go on.
Reholster it. You gotta.
Is like quieting down because the things that are about to be said are not meant to be breathed out. Like, again, this is a space in which physicality is very strange, and the sounds that you're hearing and the meaning that they hold is something that you're not meant to experience as mortals, as just basically the low level workers of Hegemony. And they seem to all kind of quiet down and have trust in what the woman has to say. And then she looks at you, Billy, and goes, "Look at you. Potential. A perfect family waiting for you, a brilliant career. And all we needed to do was to take curiosity out of the equation. And here you are. A new truth. Oh, how easy it was. When you pay people in lies and deception, you feel so above everyone else. We knew you would love it on Hegemony, pretending to control the lives of the people around you who are far more wealthy and far more powerful than you can even hope to be, lying to seek your own truth. Songstress with the voice of an angel, incapable of singing." And then you can shoot her if you want. Cool. Please tell me what happens.
So, since I rolled a crit somehow, when I got like the little like mirage-y thing, I got a sense of like torso, and I know that like obviously different aliens will have different anatomy physiology, so I have picked up across time that's center mass is a safe bet. If you hit center mass, you probably hit something important, and so I aim. Like, this is, very, like, fluid little motion. And I fire off 2 shots. And they both hit right smack bang in center mass. Like, if I was on a shooting range, it would be right in, like, the 100-point center ring.
Very nice. as you shoot, she does not see it coming at all. And you hit, and it makes the resounding noise on the marble as it cracks and goes through. But you feel like somehow the marble statue that is just here to anchor them in this specific place, somehow, because you distracted her, and she was here in her mirage form, you know it's gone through to her, wherever she is. And as you hit, she goes, and the mirage vanishes, and all the other ones, but on the inside of the other statues, all start to whisper, Persephone, 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 and vanish from the statues as well.
Can we move now?
You can move now.
I mean, I lunged at the thing.
Yeah. So you lunged at this statue, and with the force of your anger, and with the help of the crack that's been made by the 2 shots, you manage to not only push it off balance, but as it crashes to the ground, it explodes in 1,000 smaller pieces. And the breath inside of this room, the sense that you're being watched, it lessens in a way that you understand now that you're standing here and that this has happened, that one of the 6 of them can never be in this space ever again in the way that they were before. Those statues are the anchors. If the statues go, they don't have access to Hegemone in the same way, in the same incorporeal form.
So what I'm hearing is we have 5 more statues to destroy.
And I've, unfortunately, I already specified I got a 6 shooter. I have 4 bullets left.
Ace yells, break the statues!
Alright.
Can I, because I haven't filled up my items yet, can I just have a straight up axe?
Yeah. That's what the game does. That's what it does. That's what you can do with
Alright, so, amazing. Okay, in which case then, I am going to have a second pistol, because that's literally specified in here. So I now have, I'm going to have a second pistol, and I'm going to have myself 2 lots of spare ammo, so that that'll take up, 4 of my 5 slots. I am being very reasonable because I feel like I've taken the piss a great deal. So, this is now me. I'm gonna use my finesse in order to... Okay, so if I roll once, how many can I try and hit? How many of them?
With a 4 or a 5, just 1. With a... Actually, no. With a 4 or 5, it'll take you 2 goes to get 1. With a 6, you'll get 1 in 1 go. And with a crit, you can get 2.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Well, it's probably too much to ask for me to get... But you never know. You know what? The dice have been working me today. So let me get myself yet another crit.
I believe.
Let's see. I got a 6.
What?
How do you do it?
So, anyway. The way that I did it was I noticing, basically seeing that it works so well, I literally just shifted aim to the one slightly to the left, once again fired off 2 shots. Because that worked so well last time, I figure why mess with the formula. And once again, hit center mass. Pew, 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 pew.
I think this time, because you feel like you've understood that they need to be broken, you go for the legs. You hit at the ankles, and it sort of tumbles forwards on the coffin.
And smashes.
Smashes into a million pieces.
Okay. Anyone else? I mean, like,
Anyone else want to have
Billy,
fun?
you have an axe.
I think actually I'm gonna pass the axe to like Dia or someone.
Sure.
Wait, out of the NPCs, who's the most built? Who looks like they can smash an axe?
Dia has full dots in prowl and finesse. Kara has full dots in study and survey. Cleogene has 3 in tinker and then 4 in study.
Okay, in which case I will give it to Dia.
Yeah.
And be like, take care of the statues, and I'm gonna go check on the plants, because I think that would be my priority. I'd just be like, I'm angry. Wait, no, I know what to prioritize here. And I'm gonna
Okay.
go look at them.
There's fucking 2 6s in there.
What? This is like
Not even fucking joking.
statistically like not okay now.
No, it's so okay.
It's beautiful, yes.
2 6s is so incredibly fucking okay. I am 100% fine with us critting on every goddamn roll.
It's
After the campaign we've had,
unreal.
we need this.
Okay, Dia is just gonna go and just so angrily like "Ugh!" and with the axe do one big swing and get 2 of them off in one go, like choo, choo.
Okay, so that's 4 of them down, is that right? Was it
Yes.
3 down
Oh.
out of the 5 that were left after we got?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, sorry. Quick question. What for my second sharpshooter moment, was that desperate or just risky?
I think it's I think it depends how your character is feeling in this moment. You don't feel a sense of like danger as much as you did when they were all here.
Basically, this is just because if it's desperate, then I get another dot in a prowess category. So,
Sure.
thank you.
Honestly, go ahead.
Fantastic. In which case, then I'm gonna have finesse of 3.
Nice.
So, okay, here's the thing. So, like, I've seen it go down, and I know that I can see that, like, this has worked, but at this point, I'm terrified of retaliation. At the end of the day, I have just taken out one of the unseen. As far as I know, they could, like, you know, yeet my soul from my body with a thought. So, at this point now, I'm firing again, purely in an attempt to, like, not die. Like, I'm hoping to take them out so that I don't die. So yeah, it's very much a desperate
Makes sense.
that just happens to roll a 6.
Just happens.
So we've taken out 4 of the unseen now.
Yes, there's
There are 2 left.
There's 2 left, and we're just gonna do Billy looking at the plants if you want to.
Yes. Yeah, unless Ace wants to wreck the last 2 first.
No, that's all good. You guys do the plants. We can.
Okay. Cool. Do I need to roll anything? Or yeah, because I'm looking at the state
What
of
do
them.
you
It's
want?
not.
What
I
do you
wanna-
want to do?
I want to look to see if they're okay, what they need, how best to get them out of here, basically.
Okay, so they're all connected differently to this inside box because they need different things, and in the way they're hooked up to this sort of weird coffin machine under body thing, secret compartment, it looks like they are not trying to kill them here. Like, they look like they are being sufficiently nourished and like sufficiently cared for as they are here, but they cannot prosper. Like, this is basically the
Genically.
cryogen
Like frozen. Cryogenically
frozen. Like cryogenics, like it's not frozen, you're not touching it and it's cold, but it is stopped in its state, like it's timeless. As it
Or
is
even
here.
like they're on like life support, so just keeping them alive.
Yeah.
but not helping them grow. So it's like, they're like in life support.
Yeah, dormant. Instead of cryo, for some reason.
It's very Star Wars.
Dormant was fine. Yeah, so they're all...
Oh, no, I think I've just come up with the best metaphor. They are in a medically induced coma.
Yep. Perfect. That's what they are. In a medically induced coma, these plants.
In which case, can I turn to Kara, I think it was, and be like, your book teleport thing, can it take this whole under coffin?
Where?
If I'm carrying it, wherever we teleport, would it come with us if I'm carrying it? If two people are carrying it?
Unless it has, like, specific anti-portal magic, then yes.
Can we check if it has special anti-portal magic?
Kara, can you check if it has specific anti-portal magic as the one who knows portals? Please crit. One per character.
Oh, that's a bad roll. That's a 1, a 2, and a 3, and then a 4. Kara's going to look at it for a bit. The consequence will be that it'll take a second. She doesn't have the answer right now for you.
That's
okay. Ace, do you want to do anything, or can I proceed to shoot some more?
Can Ace proceed?
Absolutely.
So the second, that Rhea has shot, and all of the statues do their thing, Ace runs forwards with, and out of her dramatic black dress that she still has on, pulls like an iron bar. Got those big, like you're on a construction site, this hefty metal baseball bat vibes, and just wrecks that closest statue.
Go ahead.
Let's see how that goes.
Crit.
A 6. I mean, not my best.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to let you know right now because it's not going to happen now. If any of you at any point had rolled anything that wasn't a 6 on any of those statues, I would have started a 4-segment clock with the casino above you. Here's what's going on. You've rolled nothing but 6s. There's been only 6s.
We've well and truly smashed it.
No, but like, picture it in your brain for a second. You're in a really dark room with like ominous lighting falling on these statues. You're dressed in like such pristine attire. Like, ready to fucking go to a ball. Holding axes and metal bars and guns.
Personally, I think that mine is like, because it's so easy to like have a concealed carry, you know? Like, it's just...
Okay, Ace, do you want to explain how you get it done?
So this kind of she like spins as she does it, and then she's looking backwards and her arm comes out backwards and whacks it. I'm doing it quite high there, but it's more like knees off.
Yeah. You break their kneecaps in one nice swoop, and with the strength of all of your tentacles going for this, it immediately snaps the knees off really neatly in one go, and explodes. And as this last but one starts to explode on the floor, you're sensing the pressure of this place every time one of them falls down is just lifting and lifting and lifting. And something new is happening with this one falling down. And you start seeing on the sides and on the floors what looks like strings of data. Like a few rippling off of outside of the shards of marble.
Can I try to understand it?
Yeah, go ahead. No, it's there, but if you try to do anything to it, I'll murder you. No, please go investigate
I just want to
the thing
read
I
it.
put in here for you.
Yes, thank you. Cool. I will do that then, I guess. I got study, right?
Yeah. Or survey, whatever, really.
So I got a 5, and a 6, and a 6. I could take a picture if you want. I found that moving the dice tray doesn't work for me. But if I just...
That is incredible.
I don't know what's happening.
Incredible.
I don't know what's happening.
I feel like we found like a chink in the matrix that we're just all sat in right now.
I think this is to like thank us for like pushing through the technical difficulties.
Yes, we'll be rewarded with the most
We're being
incredible
rewarded by
final section.
incredibly
And to
speedy
be fair,
resolution.
Like every other score has kind of gone wrong. This is the only score that's actually doing what we want it to do, like
Oh my God.
start to finish.
And it's because we all are honest and friends now.
It's true.
Yeah.
We're so in tune with each other that I feel comfortable and things are going well.
You're growing as characters.
Even the moment where you like pass this axe to Dia, you know, it just goes well.
That's
Anyway.
correct. Cool. So you go.
With the crit, what have you gotten this time? GM.
So with the crit this time, in this incredibly like partial data, which truly you shouldn't have been to even read anything out of this until you've broken the final marble statue. But you crit, so now my whole plan is ruined. It doesn't matter. What you go and read at first, it doesn't really make any sense, and then there's more of it coming off of different parts, and with your incredibly smart mind that you have, you manage to like piece bits that are scattered all the way around, and it feels like the marble statues were some sort of storage unit as well inside of them, holding the confidential data, the confidential letters, the confidential correspondence between the unseen and everyone else. And what you're understanding through these are basically all letters of authorization to destabilize countries, start riots, kill world leaders, burn crops to the ground to cause a famine. These are all orders that are signed by the unseen, and that basically have caused chaos or ruin to worlds around the galaxy. And each of them there's like a mission statement associated with it. And it's being carried out by various people. Sometimes it's smugglers they hired, sometimes it's people on the ground they've paid to cause these things. And the justification is always one name, and it's one of your like epithets, hegemony epithets that you got from the Oracle. And what you understand from these documents is that what the unseen has been doing is destabilizing governments. It's causing chaos and ruin. It's breaking families apart. It's at different various points of young, sometimes children, sometimes young adults' lives, giving them a reason to join hegemony and dedicate their life to protecting it. And if you go back and kind of like piece the like lines of data that are covering the walls closer to where Persephone, the leader, fell, what you're seeing is basically it goes even deeper than that, where they do prospective work on worlds around the universe and send people as spies in different worlds to spot what is being called potential youth. And this is the proof that what the unseen are doing is spying on galaxies, spying on worlds, and if they spot someone that would be good for hegemony, that could be a potential candidate, risking the lives of everyone on that planet as a way to cause, I guess, trauma to these specific potential youth so that they might join hegemony when they grow up as adults. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Dang.
That
is an evil plan of evilness.
I think Billy is just like staring in horror silently for a minute. And as a little side note, can we say that the reason Billy was able to put that together with partial information is just autistic pattern recognition?
Yes.
Thank you. And it like, I think, yeah, just probably sits down on the floor and probably explains it to whoever's closest.
Well, I've not moved very much because I've been standing and shooting, so...
I'm not looking
Like-
at you though, I'm staring at the... So, yeah, I'll just be saying it so you can hear it, but I'm looking at the data, like staring at it. Like...
I'm like, holy shit. Okay. So, for completeness sake, I'm gonna take a pot shot, the last member of the unseen, cause like, for sake of completeness, so let me just roll my now 3 dice that I have for this particular attribute, and let's. I swear to God, if I don't succeed now, it's actually really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Something happened.
I can't see. What is it?
I saw it before it.
Oh, fuck you!
So that's a crit.
What is happening?
I actually got good.
Okay, the narrative, please.
So,
Well, I was going to say something complete nonsense, but I'll say it. But Ace goes over to the statue with the little pipe, and she just like holds it up to their throat and is like, "Tell us what you know." Because she doesn't know what's happening with Billy and all of this, and it's just like, "Tell us what you know, or
and
take your head off."
unfortunately, in that moment, before you can tell, so I.
No, it's like a launch grenade. That's what it is.
It's like, you know, I know some. I hit like the exact like I don't know, like weakness or something in statue, and this time it is a single shot, and the statue explodes spectacularly, but in a way that does not harm Ace at all.
It does the thing where like it cracks everywhere and then goes.
Like, it is fully cinematic, like slow motion, all that business.
As you release the final sort of protective container, everywhere across all the walls, all the floor, the ceiling, even like in space, in threads that you feel like you could touch even if you can't, more documents, thousands and millions of documents everywhere in these like basically like threads of just data strings all across everywhere.
I think I've got one slot left. So could I have like some kind of data recording device? And then so these are like physical strings of string of data, right? Like that you could like almost physically touch. Okay.
Yes.
So could I make an argument here that
So
for me to like gather this information, like record it in the receptacle, it is me like dashing around the room, and basically because basically like, it's like almost like a camera, so kind of I'm trying to like record the data streams, right? And so I am like dashing around the room at great like with great speed and agility and stuff. So therefore it is a finesse roll, because rather than trying to like necessarily understand it as it comes out, I am literally taking this little camera recording device that I have in my final little slot to record what comes out as evidence for later.
Sure.
Okay,
Roll your
fantastic.
fucking crit in finesse to collect all of my incriminating data.
I rolled a 4.
There you go. A nice normal.
A 4, a
good
3, and a
roll.
1.
Okay.
So I have
with your
succeeded with a
You've
consequence.
succeeded in gathering some of the data. There's truly like, it's a Library of Alexandria amount of data in here right now. So you can't quite get it all at once. But you're getting like enough for people to understand what I've just explained to you. I'll say with a 4, the recorder you've recorded it on is not capable of like immediately emitting that information out to
That's fine.
everyone.
It's
That's
on
okay,
an SD
like,
card.
I'm-
You got to copy it across.
Yeah, okay, cool. And you know what? I'm sad the crit streak has been broken,
Yeah.
but happy
it was a
I
good
succeeded
streak.
anyway.
It was.
And also, it was a good goddamn streak.
All of my final fights get fucking ruined by crits. It's the second time in a row that this has happened.
This is our Ali Beardsley routine.
Yeah.
We just have everyone crit. Well, I suppose last time it was just one, but you know, we just have avoiding the fight crits.
Yeah, energy. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Has Kara figured out if there's anti-teleport stuff on the under coffin? Because you know how it was like, it's going to take her a minute to figure it out.
Yes, she has, yes. She's figured it out, and no, there isn't any. It doesn't look like there's any magic here apart from the self-contained dormant, coma-inducing dormant plants
Yes.
medical device.
Is there anything else we need to do here? Is there any way to figure out where the unseen actually are?
Yeah, I reckon while we're here, let's broadcast this information to the fucking world. They need to know this. Let's do that now. Lake Quito? Let's find some answers about that. And the unseen, who are they? What are they? Let's find out as much as we can.
So I reckon, who has the most in survey?
Kara's probably best.
Kara's
Then-
4.
Would have had to survey to see if there are any clues as to where in this room, because we have all this data streaming past us, right? Are there any clues as to where the unseen are like physically present?
Or could I use a study to figure it out as well, potentially?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do have less dice than Kara does. But I'll use the same ones, and
But
maybe...
also, it's like it's better if it's you doing it rather
Yeah.
than like some NPC.
And I will lend you a stress, so
Oh,
you have 4
shit,
dice.
4 dice.
Therefore, let's do this thing because because it's something that we really need to know. And I am like looking around with you, because I have this like. I just recorded some information, so I'm like, oh, whilst you're looking around, I'm also like scrolling through it.
You're like
and
control
telling you
F-ing, yeah.
things. Yeah.
Control F.
I'm just gonna take a picture here.
If it's
Did you
2
crit?
fucking 6s, I'll fucking.
Did you
kill
crit?
Listen,
Did you
I got
crit?
a 1 and a 4 and
Okay.
a 6 and a 6. I would like to take this time to thank Susie's dad for buying me these dice. Thank you, Susie's dad.
You will be very proud.
God damn. A, I'm very sorry. To be
No,
fair,
but
I
do you want to
tried.
know? Do you want to know a GM secret right now? Mm-hmm. This was so unlikely that I
You
don't have a planned response to this.
Like, to be fair, I tried to break the crit streak. I did. I got
tried.
a 4.
You tried really hard
I
to
tried.
break the crit streak. Here was my GM secret. I don't usually give you my GM secrets. There's a bunch of times in this campaign that I've been like, yeah, this was planned. No, absolutely not at all. But this was too good to not say. I will admit my failure in planning here. But with those 2 6s, I think you know exactly where they are. Because what you've understood from this is that they were never physically on Hegemone. This is a bunch of people who used in the past these anchor statues to project themselves here and run business through basically mind control. These people are important leaders from around the universe. And for example, Persephone is the queen of like most of the archives, the other planets that collect one of each thing. She runs the archives, and you don't really know where she lives, but you know that like if you there's not hundreds of thousands of archives, and so you could probably end up finding her. And I'll let you know right now, she has been mortally wounded by a gunshot by a crit gunshot. And all the other ones, they're like other political leaders elsewhere. There's like the leader of the Federation. I don't fucking know. Leave me alone.
We are in big trouble right now.
But it's like,
But so are they.
If you can prove, and if the information can get out before they get to you, you're rewriting not only Hegemony world order, but galaxy-wide, universe-wide world order.
We have 3 options right now as far as I see it. 1, they kill us.
It's not a good option.
2, we disappear. And I'll be honest, that is not looking that doable. We're good, we're not that good. Option 3, we told the world about this. We get that information out there, we name them. All of this has to be out there, and it has to be out there in as many different channels as possible where it cannot be shut down and quietened. And we hope that the world sorts this out before they get us.
Are there communication systems on Ace's ship?
Well, it's a good job that I happen to have a big communication system in my backpack.
No.
I mean,
Are you shitting me right now?
to be fair, I have truly like 3 more things I can carry. So if you need help carrying a communication system, if you're like, you gotta use up all your...
And also remember that I have contacts all over Hegemony, and this is like news so big that I definitely be like, you get this out and you will be a legend like all time.
I'm thinking, WikiLeaks, Guardian, Sky,
Space Guardian.
just send it to all of them, I give it the coordinates.
I will say, this is a perfectly fine plan. It will be a difficult roll. If you don't get a 6, you'll have limited effect, basically. There's an option. There is a thing that you've not thought of that would cover Hegemony all in one go.
Even
Is
with
that
a 4.
Medusa. So I'm gonna take 2 stress because now I'm down to like 8 stress. And I am going to get my radio out. What I am once again digging deep, like I've been through a lot. My voice ain't doing all that. And okay, so what exactly? Oh, because I need to ask Medusa a favor. To
So
kind of
I think...
go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
I think Medusa controls the atmosphere, so any kind of communication that Medusa can do, fantastic. So we should ask for that. Not sure exactly what that looks like, but also, if we could ask Medusa to stop any ships going on or off planet that include bad people that want to kill us, we can stop them getting to us.
Okay, so how about we ask... then how about this, right? We ask Medusa, first and foremost, to prevent any ships... Because I'm assuming that Medusa has got, like, X-ray vision, right? Just, like, make sure that no ships can get on or off Hegemony.
So, like, if it's stormy, they wouldn't be able to take off or land, right?
Yeah, just like basically because make sure that nobody can fly. Like, ask a favor. And am I gonna have to roll for this, or can I just ask Medusa this?
Maybe we should, if we work out everything.
I can take a stress to help you roll better. I'm happy to do that. I've got room for stress.
Because I super don't. So like I am now up to 8 stress. So I'm wondering, do I have to take
I think Medusa has been misused by humans and like other alien entities, basically their whole entire life. I mean, it's not come up, but Medusa is like a teen in age, and I think that to be convinced to do more favors would require something given back, like a promise of freedom or something like that.
Okay, so how about this? Kind of, I will use. I think this is a consort. I'm trying to like make friends with Medusa, and I'm going to try to tell Medusa that basically we have interrupted the unseen. You know, we're going to get the word out so that Hegemony will no longer exist as it is, but to do that we need to survive, and we need to live long enough to do it, and so that has to be make sure that nobody can get on, that nobody can like get on or off world, not for super long, just for like a week, so that we can get the word out, and then after that we swear to work with Medusa to figure out the best way to get them free.
Can my helping be can I also have like a walkie-talkie type thing? Just with the radio I grabbed a walkie-talkie, and if I pass that to Cleo Jean and be like, can you tell the other Sparkrites to stop doing all the voltage stuff? So that...
But if we stop that, then will all the plants die?
Oh, I thought it was like, that was how they were telling Medusa to do it.
So, this is still the atmosphere of Hegemony. Yeah. If you tell the Sparkrites to stop, some plants will die, because it'll be like randomized atmospheres going around. It'll be just like normal weather going around that you can't control. They've controlled the weather, if the weather was a sentient being. Is what it
Could Medusa choose? We should maybe ask Medusa, if we stop the voltage, can Medusa choose to keep the atmospheres in the right place without us having to force them into it?
You can try.
Okay, so there we go. So if we promise that, like, you know, just to maintain the atmosphere, keeping it on and off world, and then we will do everything we can to figure out the best way to get Medusa back, like their home planet, back to their people, whatever it may be.
1 minute, Billy, with all your plant knowledge, right? All the plants will be fine, right, if the atmosphere is messed up for an hour. That's not going to kill any plants.
There's probably some plants it will mess up.
Okay. I was just thinking we could stop torturing Medusa for an hour, then we could talk to Medusa without the big pain.
Yes, I would love to, but like, yeah, but hopefully if Medusa can control it, we can, it's okay, and we can just be, yeah. And then we can prioritize getting the most volatile ones. And yeah, off like back to where they need to be. Or we can make the tank. We've got possibilities. We
okay, so basically, so I am asking Medusa to stop anyone from getting on or off world for a week, whilst we figure out the best way to get the word out, and we're gonna stop the torture if we can just hopefully hold the atmosphere as it is as best they can, and we swear that like we will do everything in our power to get Medusa back to their people without killing everyone on Hegemony. Okay.
We're gonna roll for the Sparkrites, because if the Sparkrites accept, or like if the roll is successful, I'm gonna break the rules of this game and say that you'll succeed on a 3.
Okay. Alright, so who's rolling for the spark? I think that's you, Billy, I suppose.
Yeah, and this is what asking the Sparkrights to stop sending the signals if we ask them to, or stop them right now.
Stop them right now.
What am I rolling to do that? Is it a sway?
I think it'll be a command.
Okay, that's the same.
Because
I have one dice either way.
Hierarchy.
Am I taking the stress to help Maz still? If I do this?
No.
Cool. In which case I'll take 2 stress to roll with 2 dice. It's a 5.
Okay. The Sparkrights, I think, they're so used to receiving like orders from hierarchy that they don't really question it when Jean Cleo is like, stand down, everyone, leave your stations. Make your way back to the Sparkrights HQ for an important essential meeting happening in half an hour.
Okay, fantastic. So, am I still rolling with 3? Am I only rolling with 2?
Yeah. No, you can roll with 3.
Thank you.
It's the end of the game. I'm not gonna make you fail at like the end of the game.
Got a 5, a 4, and a 2.
Okay, we're fine. Cool. So you reach to Medusa, and what are you saying?
So I say that you will, as you can probably feel already, the electricity has stopped. We're doing this because what we're doing to you is wrong, but also because we need some help. We have compromised the unseen, but as you can imagine, that does not bode well for us. So we need you to maintain the atmosphere of Hegemone, but also to keep any ships from entering or leaving the atmosphere for about a week. That way, we can get the incriminating information out there. We can take down Hegemone, and then we can help you get back to your people.
Can you make sure there's an exception for one ship to leave so we can get the Seed of Demeter out?
Yeah, apart from basically, so I'll be back. I'm busy. I'll be back in touch in a bit. And so if I ask for passage out, could you provide that, please? But otherwise, no one else to enter or leave.
Cool. As you say this, first you get the loud hissing wind back, and then it calms and calms and calms until you can. It's like sea wind, very calm and at peace. And as you finish, it just says in a kind of, what's the word for this? You can sense emotion through the sounds that you're hearing. And you feel like floods of relief, and it's not even gonna say anything, but as you sort of listen outside, it doesn't look like everything's gone to shit.
Okay, so I think that's worked. So we have some data. I guess this is time to transport ourselves back to the ship.
Yeah. We gotta hold hands. I'm sorry.
It's alright, I don't mind.
All of you. Dee is gonna go grab your hand and then move it away and hold on to someone else.
Oh dear.
And
I'm just gonna I'm gonna hold someone else's hand.
Okay, I'm rolling. This is a really easy roll.
Did we fail the really easy roll?
So 1, a 2, a 3, and a 3.
So where do we end up?
Where do you end up? Not on the ship, that's for sure.
I guess it was time for us to fail something, because to be fair, we have not failed so far this session.
What the fuck was that roll? That was 4 dice. So you're gonna end up inside of Harpocrates. one floor above in the casino, and you're all going to land here.
What do we see? Where are we?
A casino
That is
We're in the
filled with,
middle
like,
of the
posh
casino.
people.
running games, looking at you. You're all covered in like weird marble dust. You're
Okay.
kind of
Can I?
Ta-da!
So we have an extra dice for comparison of as civilians, right? Because we have just passing through. Okay, I'm gonna roll sway. I'm rolling sway with 3 dice in the hopes of convincing them that we are a almost like a circus act.
It's
We're
a
like
performance.
random. Yeah, we're gonna do a performance piece. We're gonna have like a na. So they basically like, you know, to celebrate whatever festival is going on at the minute. We have appeared. Anybody who gets any marble dust on them gets 10% off at the bar. All right.
And now tonight, for your entertainment, and your entertainment only, Sage Against the Machine.
And I think that this definitely counts as an extremely desperate roll. So I'm gonna roll it, and then I'm gonna add my XP.
But you know what? It's going to be with great effect. If you get this, these people are going to... They're rich people here for a party. Most of them are really drunk.
Come on, I know you can crit me this time. I got a 6.
We'll take it.
Amazing. That's insane. Okay.
And
I'm
also
so
because of
glad
the
I didn't lie
XP.
on that roll.
Me too, actually. Because of the XP, I now have an extra dot in resolve that I am gonna pop into sway because sway has not led me wrong. So I now have three dots in sway. But anyway, sorry. Continue. My great
Okay.
effect.
People from all over all of the tables interrupt themselves, stand up, look at you, and start like clapping really loud and like cheering you on, like whoa, whoa. Some of them are gonna like follow you around, like you've changed my life. Please, can you sign my tits?
And like as we are exiting Hippocrates, gonna like do signatures, shake hands, like, you know, tell people to look up Rhea Callas for a good time. And then we're gonna be like, hey, laughing and joking and waving as we leave, please.
But you don't want to keep going any longer? What do
No,
you mean?
I think we have definitely
Okay.
overplayed our hand.
So, you are now stood back outside in the greenhouse, looking disheveled. This again, this word I say it every time and I don't know how it's pronounced. Disheveled.
Disheveled,
Disheveled. Cool. Disheveled. Covered in dust again. Now covered in like slimy hand people have touched you vibes.
Can I get us to the nearest, what's it called? Is it sewer grates? Whatever. How do we normally get around?
Well,
The
I have a
Gondoliers.
special ability where I can always get us around where we need to get to. So I can just get us to my ship,
Yeah?
I
Yeah.
think. Unless
That's-
you're like, because we look so disheveled, we need something more.
No. Tell us how you do it.
So we come out, there's a whole load of bikes there, and I'm like, gang, get on. And then we cycle all the way along, we get on the train. We get to
Like,
the
just
gate,
cycle whilst holding this fucking giant
Yeah.
under
You
coffee.
You and Dia are on a tandem. We get to the train, and everyone's really annoyed at us because we got all these bikes. And then we get to the exit, and can I say Ida? Maybe sees us all in our like disheveled messness, kind of like creeping through the gates.
Hey babes, you alright?
Hey, remember how I said that I was kind of in a bit of bother? We just need to get to my good friend Ace's ship. do you mind giving us a hand? Fantastic. I love you. I owe you one. Sorry, Ace, you had a thought?
You know, like, Hegemony has a tannoy system that can talk to all people on Hegemony. Is that a thing?
Shit. Yep.
Yeah,
That's a session 1 thing I made up. Yep, correct, yes.
Yeah. So could we, if we get the seed onto the ship, whilst they're getting the seed onto the ship, could I get on the tannoy and attempt to roll sway in order to get this information out there, and also to convince everyone in Hegemony that it's real and it's happening?
Maybe also tell them they can't leave, because otherwise they'll
basically
die.
like, it's emergency, nobody can leave Hegemony for this reason, and then tell people like the short version of what's going down with like more information to follow.
You could also be like, basically send them to a website where all of the info we've dumped is.
Yes.
And they can see all of it. You could even maybe not tell them everything that's going down and just be like, if you want free tickets to Hegemony and all the amazing deals we're now dropping, go to this website.
Contact your local representative if you would like to hear more.
So there you go. It's like, because like at X time, a new website's going live where you can find cool information about Hegemony's history and win tickets for add-on experiences. Go on to hegemonytruth.org.
Hegemony.truth. You've bought
Hegemony.truth
name.
So I'm going to roll sway, because I now have 3 dice for sway.
Yeah.
Is this to persuade Ida to let us do this?
No, I think I think this is for the effectiveness of the message.
This is how many people you're convincing. To go check.
2 5s and a 2.
Okay, we're good. So you send this off, and immediately you hear like your voice echoing kind of everywhere, like ping-ponging everywhere around, like all across. There's a better word. I don't have it right now. All across Hegemony. And you sense a shuffle, and as much as like all the rich tourists are checking on their phones and not really understanding or not really caring, all of their employees start to look at their phones and understand specifically when in their lives they were chosen themselves, and like maybe 20% of them don't trust what they say, what they see, and you get a good 80% of the Hegemony workforce enraged, because this isn't small things. This isn't like, oh, instead of going down this path, you went down this path. This is parents dying. This is relationships crumbling. This is whole entire communities decimated by unrest, famine, death, war. And to learn that it's been engineered causes this just worker rage. And very quickly, like we're talking a few minutes, all of them start. A huge riot, yay! And they start
very French
yelling and throwing things, and
but please protect the plants.
Start storming the HQ, like the headquarters of all of the factions, and start breaking things and trying to get to the leaders. And you hear like on the sound system, the leaders of the Sparkrites, Hecate and Medea, just going like, calm down, everybody, calm down. The situation is under control. This situation is under control. And this is like looping and looping, as what you're seeing happen in front of you is very much not control. As destruction is.
So, can we now rush to the ship so that we can get off world and actually get the Seed of Demeter back so that Demeter doesn't actually die. Like, the thing we were actually hired to do.
Yes.
I feel like we could maybe send one more message on the tannoy just to try and calm people a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so how about this? I've got, before we go, I would do one more message on the tannoy, one more sway roll, in order to convince people that, remember that we are all comrades, don't hurt your comrades. And 2, the plants are still important, protect them.
And 3, the unseen are now dead and not on this planet. They are not on this planet anymore.
The unseen are not here. You cannot find them.
They are the problem. They are not here. They are on other planets. Hegemony we can now take back for ourselves.
Yeah.
And make it what we want it to be.
I'm taking another stress to help you with this.
Thank you.
I will also do that.
Thank you. So I now have 5 die. I swear to God, if this fails, I don't know. Genuinely, if this fails, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I guess we'll have to have Billy sway then. Billy command.
I guess with my one command.
I have 5 die. 5 dice. Let's do this thing. I've got a 5.
You got 5 dice and you didn't get a 6.
I got not
I
a
got
6.
5 dice. I didn't get a 6. I got a 1, a 2, 2 4s, and a 5.
5 is enough. 5 is enough. You get your message through. It quickly gets taken back over by the looping. The situation is under control. But you kind of see everyone kind of getting out of the rage state that they were in immediately and calming down and redirecting the rage onto where it's meant to be, which is just the institution of hegemony. Leaving the plants alone. The plants will be fine.
Fantastic. So
Plants are on their
now go
side
back.
because, sage against the machine.
Exactly.
I love how apt our name has become. So I guess now it is back to the ship. To get off. Do we have enough time for a downtime so I can release my stress so that I can talk to Medusa again without taking on?
Listen. This is the end of the game.
Okay,
Everything you will ask for will be given to you for free.
Okay, amazing.
We're not going to
fantastic.
run through a whole downtime. You've won the game.
Okay, brilliant, amazing. So I get a final message out to Medusa to
Your best bud Medusa.
let us off the planet so that we can go and help make sure that Demeter doesn't die. Woo! But singing.
Sorry, can we leave Kara? And Kara can go make the Circle of Flame good with her good faction.
Yes.
We should probably leave Cleo to handle the spark rides too.
Yeah, and what is even? I think Kara and Dia go deal with the spark ride. Go deal with the Circle of Flame. Mm-hmm. I tell Ida to deal with the Foundation. Cleo Jean can deal with the spark rights, and we just go to get the seed back to Demeter.
Incredible. As you lift off and you send Medusa your final message to be passed through, you feel the winds push in your favour and it gets you to Demeter even quicker than you would have in your hyperspeed little ship that you have. And you deliver the seed back right on time. You only had a few hours left, but you have managed to save an entire planet from imminent doom and destruction, and you shake hands with all the leaders and you get back on your ship.
Do we get the 2% GDP? That's not Billy asking. Billy would never.
Do we still ask 2% of GDP?
If the leader is obviously a man of his words, why is he a man? He's not a man. I've decided. I've changed my mind. They are a non-binary person of their word, and obviously offer you all the wealth and riches that you were promised, and signs a contract that says if you need it, you will get your 2% GDP, and then will kind of let you know that they do need to rebuild an entire planet, and so it would be breaking the bank a little bit for them, but they are so thankful and wouldn't even be here without you. And so If you want to claim it, it will be here for you every year.
Well, as benevolent and self-interested billionaires now, it maybe is in our interest for the economy to recover.
Yes.
So that long-term our GDP is better, you know, like a little bit of long-term sustainable, maybe not very capitalist thinking, but
I think initially we just ask for like, can we as a favor drop off some plants that do need, like, can survive in this atmosphere to like that maybe need to go further out? Can we just keep them here for a bit before they get transported further out?
Yeah.
We just work on favors like to do that, and then even later it's probably more just we need the money to get this thing to there. Can we just take that much?
I mean, Billy might be talking for themselves there. I'm not sure if Ace is just going to be operating on favors.
So obviously, and Rhea operates on favors, but you don't want Rhea to operate on favors. So, how about it's more like, you know, like, okay, cool. We have the right to 2% GDP, but basically that's almost just like an amount that we can just ask of them at any point. So effectively, if you want to buy something, if you want to do something, we just ask them to wire us the amount. And the amount also just resets every year. So it's not as if we're just accruing like huge amounts. At the end of the day, each year you can go maximum like 2%, and then just that, and on a rolling basis. But at the end of the day, 2% of GDP is a lot of freaking money that we don't actually need that much. It just means that we have effectively unlimited resources. No, we have effectively unlimited resources and for the rest of our lives.
I think, truly, Billy forgets this, and even when they go to stay on Demeter, we'll go camping, because it's like, oh, I don't want to spend money on a hotel.
Billy! Billy's just fully, like, doing, like, shitty Airbnbs, and also being
Billy likes nature, so camping is fine. It's good. I can be with the plants.
You can commune with the plants.
Go full hippie. Yeah.
I think Ace, once they have the money, is going to buy their home planet.
Just the whole planet.
I don't know how I feel about it, like, on an ethics standpoint, but, like, it is cute.
Going to free their home planet from the horrible corporate overlords that have ran it their entire lives.
There you go.
Incredible. There's a little thing I like to do at the end of these, which is each of you can flash forward to whatever time in the future you want to, as we do a little epilogue session. Feel free to meet up with NPCs you've met or characters we haven't met from your backstories. This is your time to tell me what happened to Hegemone after you freed it from the unseen.
Okay, so I know exactly what Rhea is doing. And I have taken over Hippocrates. And I've reopened the 7 Essential Sins. And I am basically the premier nightlife purveyor of Hegemone, with all that entails. Now, am I like a Batman villain? No. Am I nice though? Also no. Generally speaking, I don't like, the bodies don't drop often, but I run a very tight ship. And I run a very tight operation. And at the end of the day, it's a good place to work and a good place to come and play, provided you follow my rules. And so I am sitting pretty as the kingpin of Hegemone.
Tasty.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it a lot. There was no other way to end.
No other way.
Story.
So I think Billy's priority is getting all the plants that are easily, like, they need very specific temperatures and stuff like that. They need a very controlled climate. Getting those off planet. And so is doing the coordinating, probably getting getting Rhea to be like the person that talks for them, and then getting Ace to maybe handle some of the organization of the ships and actually the transport. I'm just like, here are the things that need to be grouped together because they have the same climate, and get them to this planet. Like, I'm very, like, trying to be very hands-off, but how like someone has to keep pulling me back. Probably Ace, to be honest, being like, no, don't spend 2 hours on this one plant. You can leave that to someone else who knows what they're doing. And yes, and then probably at some point during all that, we'll need to have a conversation with Dia. But that's fine. That's fine. It'll be
How does
mostly
the conversation end?
I think what the conversation is Billy saying you need to do good things because you want to do good things. Wanting to impress me is not the right reason, and I think you can't grow past that if we're like in the same space. So maybe we should just, you know, we can set a day, like in a year, we'll come hang out again and we'll see where we're at. But I think you need to take some time for growth.
I love it.
So Ace helps organize all the ships and everything, getting the plants off Hegemone, but then jumping forwards, they have used their 2% of GDP to buy their home planet, and to take it away from the corporate overlords who have ran it and just completely abused the people who live there for decades. And yeah, it's gonna try and find their old friends and family and things. Are their parents still alive, eh?
Oh god, rolling for it is so brutal.
Rolling for dead parents. 1 to 3, they're dead, and they unfortunately, like, they died but not in the fire. Like, they've been dead before, so it's not as bad. And then, so you don't hate me forever. And then 4 to 6, they're still alive. And if you hate it, they can still be alive.
I think it works either way.
That's a 4. They are still alive! You can find them in the wreckage of the prison! Yes!
So yeah, A frees them from the prison, and they have a very, very, very happy reunion, and they live on the planet, and they build it back up again, and they rewild it. Lots of greenery and things everywhere. Ace is going to keep snuggling on the side, because Ace just wants the thrill. But now Ace has some pretty nice ships, pretty hefty equipment, and is always keeping an eye out for, like, wherever there might be, like, some companies or some high up powers doing dodgy things. And wherever there are, Ace is going to try and sort that out, maybe get in touch with her old friends.
Maybe not Rhea, because Rhea will be doing some extremely shady shit at all times. There will be nothing remotely above board about anything that Rhea is doing, but it will be like, you know, middling evil. Again, not with many bodies dropping, not like loads of like horrible exploitation, more just, you know, running like a gambling ring. And like a drug ring. And a little bit of smuggling. You know, nothing like too much, but not good neither.
As long as it's not like destroying workers' unions, you're fine.
Oh no. Like, my illicit workforce are unionized.
Wonderful. And Ace is gonna come back to Hegemone and go and sit in Rhea's casino in a big fancy dress and enjoy the evening.
Incredible. Is everyone happy with where they are?
Very.
As long as we also do free Medusa. That's an important point. Once we get all the plans sorted, Medusa's free completely.
And
do whatever you want with the atmosphere, go crazy.
Yeah, like, just like, you know, all we have a thing was like, all we ask is that you maintain it at like, so that humanoids can live, but like,
it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, but or if you can maintain like oxygen level at a certain like whatever, but you can do whatever you want. Like there can be storms when you feel like, winds when you feel like,
So maybe Hegemony ends up being more like, rather than being like this hyper like climate controlled thing, you maybe more almost like polar climate, where we have these super hot summers, really cold winters, stormy springs, and so like the weather is tumultuous but livable.
It's like an adventure holiday now.
And I think Medusa is like, so sorry. Good.
So is there any chance that Rhea, having stayed on Hegemony and being able to talk to Medusa, they could like become friends?
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Medusa, I think Medusa, this is the first time that they've had friends and like people to talk to and interact with in so long, because they're only a teenager, but they have been on Hegemony since the start of Hegemony, which was like, I don't remember, like 100 years ago. It was been, I don't remember what I wrote. It doesn't matter. Who cares about world building? Anyways, but yeah, like Medusa is very much in the was so lonely and now has contact and like partnership with people. It seems like that they choose now to not murder all of the fucking humans, but they do hate the Sparkrites, and so it always storms on the Sparkrites headquarters.
And that's the thing where like I have like a select group of like initiates or whatever who I teach how to communicate with Medusa so that they are able to talk to people that aren't just me. And like it's assessed on the basis of things like, you know, your character, are you a dickhead? Like I'm the only one who can be a manipulative two-faced bitch here. Medusa needs to be friends with actually good people so they can grow up into a fully fledged adult and not be too heavily influenced by my shenanigans.
Can Billy learn?
Of course Billy can learn. Billy would be my first student.
Thank you. I don't think Billy has many friends either. Billy's like, I could do with a friend who also is like, I don't need to hang out in person.
Incredible. And with that, and on that beautiful friendship note, if everyone is happy, we will end Hegemony, Blanket Fort's second campaign. As always, Patreon links are down below if you want to see more of us, more of this. Not gonna lie, this was many months in the making. It took a while. If you want to help us make more, obviously finances can't hurt. But if you can't, share with your friends, tell people about us if you enjoyed this kind of stories and these themes that are becoming recurring in our games, such as riots and people taking back control. Just retweet tweets, like on Instagram, engage with us, message us on social media. We are at Blanket Fort RPG, truly everywhere you can think to look. And thank you for being here. Thank you, John Harper, for making a really great game that I loved absolutely destroying to shit, and I apologize for this. But I hope you had a great time. I certainly did, and we shall see you extremely soon. Bye.
Bye.
You too.